Hey, welcome to vosNET-Cyber. I'm Vosman, and today this is the second video in a series that I'm going to be putting together about getting my OwnCloud storage server put together on an ESXi box, which we've now updated to the latest version that I wanted. And if you want to know how to do that, go back and check out the previous video because that's when I do that. This video is going to be a nice, quick and simple one where we get an Ubuntu server virtual machine set up on the ESXi box, getting ready to get the OwnCloud server storage put on top of that. So the next video coming, keep an eye out for that. That's coming when we do the OwnCloud server. In the meantime, let's get this Ubuntu server done. Let's jump on the box. Okay, here we are back on my ESXi box, and as you can see, I've updated it to 6.7 update 3, which is carrying on from the previous video, which I updated an ESXi box there. So if you need to know how to do that, or you're following along in this series, make sure you go back and check out that video because it's relevant for pretty much any kind of update you want to do. And as you can see on this box now, I have no machines on here at the moment, but what we want to do is we want to get an Ubuntu server edition virtual machine created, and then we'll get OwnCloud downloaded, configured and installed on that Ubuntu server. And that will come in the next video, so stick around for that. But in the meantime, this is a video just to get the Ubuntu server installed and created. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to switch on over to the Ubuntu website and download the server, which is the link up here, and you want to go for the second option here, which is the manual server installation, and download the Ubuntu server 20.04.2 LTS ISO. Now that can take a couple of minutes to download, so I've already done it. And if we flick back to the ESXi box, what we're going to want to do, what you're also going to want to do, actually, I'll quickly show you, is you're going to, if we go over to the storage and we click on the data store browser, you can see that I've already uploaded it to my box here. Obviously, what you're going to want to do is upload it somehow to whichever directory you want to with the upload button here, and upload it to your server, and then make sure you know where it is. So what we're going to do is create this virtual machine, which is this button here, create and register, and then we want a new virtual machine, and we'll call it something recognizable, so Ubuntu server underscore, I'll call it LTS so I know that's the long-term support, and OwnCloud. So it makes it obvious as to what it is going forward, so I don't forget in the future. Yeah, we want a 6.7 virtual machine. Guest family OS is going to be a Linux machine, and if we pick this out, we want Ubuntu, which is going to be down here, 64-bit. There we go. So click on next. Now I'm going to be using all of my main storage hard drive here, which is this one. So I'm going to select that and click on next. And really for this, I think I'm going to be using 4 gig of RAM, and I want to use all of the hard drive space, but I might just keep a little bit back. So I'm going to give it a 1.8 terabytes of space, because I'm going to be using this to store a lot of files and archive stuff. It makes sense to do that. So you will probably have maybe a different network name, like virtual machines or something like that. But this is the one I've configured, so it's my LAN VMs. So everything pretty much is standard after that. I don't really need to worry about the USB controller because it's not really going to be having anything USB connected to it anyway. But the CD drive is something we need, so we need to click on that little drop down menu there and click the ISO, and then we just navigate to the ISO that we want, which is the Ubuntu server. Click on next and all of that stuff. Click on next. So this is now pretty much standard and ready to go. So that should create the virtual machine. As you can see, the progress bar is ticking along here nicely as it's creating that VM for us. And there we go. The OwnCloud server has now been created, as you can see out the message up here as well. So we can just click on that, and that'll take us to the server here, and we can just power it on or click play here. So we'll power it on, and that should then boot. So I'll just click on the little window there to open up a bigger window. And all you're going to really want to do now is configure this in pretty much a standard way. So this is going to be the virtual machine booting up, and it's going to boot off of the ISO image that's on there, and it could take a little bit of time to go through. So what I'll do is I will pause the video until we get to the next screen and all that stuff. Okay, so now it's moved on a bit more, so we're now booting off of the ISO image. So I'm going to just quickly go into here, click on the screen, and so I can move the cursor, and I'm going to click on English UK because that's where I am. The layout I'm probably going to change because that is going to be UK English for me. So I'm going to go up there and just press enter with the arrow keys, press enter on there, and you'll get the drop down menu, and then with the arrow keys back down to done, click on done, and it's applying those settings. So it's already found an IP address on my local network, which is good, so we can click on done. I don't need a proxy, but if you do need a proxy, obviously you can add all that stuff in here. Just read the instructions about how you want to do that, but I don't need one. It's going to go straight from my LAN straight through out to the internet, so it's going to be fine. Click on done. This is obviously the mirror for the updates and all that kind of stuff for Ubuntu, so we can just click on done, carry on going through. Yep, I want to use the entire disk. I'm not going to be putting encryption on this, but you can certainly do that if you want to. I don't need to at the moment. I may think about maybe doing that at a later time or something like that, maybe. I don't know yet, but I don't really need it, so going to click on done. And that's the summary. All looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to click on done and then confirm destructive action, which is basically saying it's going to format the drive completely. So it's going to erase anything on there. So are you sure you want to continue? And yes, I do. So now I need to just put in the usual bits and pieces for usernames and stuff like that. So I'm going to put in my name, vosman here. The server name is going to be Ubuntu. If I can spell Ubuntu. I'm just going to put a hyphen OwnCloud, just so it knows and I know what it is. And I'm going to pick up the username as well, so that's going to be vosman on here. Put my password in. Oh, I can't spell, and now I'm tabbing all over the place. Right, here we go. Just a quick easy password to go through this, so whilst I'm showing you how to do this, click on done. You can choose to install an OpenSSH server, enable secure remote, and I do want to do that because it is a lot easier. I don't need to, I'm not going to import my keys on here, but I can do that later on if I need to. So click on done. Everything else on here actually I don't really need for this instance because I'm only going to be hosting a OwnCloud on top of this, so I don't really need any of the other bits and pieces, but feel free to do whatever you need to do. But I'm going to click on done. Everything's looking pretty good. It's going to start installing, so we're going to pause the video here and I'll come back when it's all done. Okay, so the box, my VM machine has now rebooted, and as you can see it's now at the login screen and command prompt, so we can just log in with my username. I need to select the window, obviously, vosman, put in my password, and it will drop me onto the box. And what we want to do now is get this updated to the latest versions that are out there for everything that's on here. So what we will need to do is run these few commands, and in actual fact what I'll do is I will create my usual little, it's just a little update script which just condenses all the commands into one command. So as you can see here, this is completely blank, this has nothing in it, so we're going to make a directory called my script and enter that. We'll probably just use nano, I think, for this because it's just quick and easy. Update, going to create a new file called update, and in here just going to quickly make a quick and easy bash script, which is just going to say sudo apt update, and then we're going to do sudo apt upgrade with -y, and then after that sudo apt auto remove -y. So what I'll do is this will just quickly run through those commands, check the apt repository for any updates. If there are any, it will upgrade them, answer yes to everything, and anything that's now out of date, auto remove will take that away with yes automatically as well. So we'll just save that, quickly chmod that to +x for the update. I called it, didn't I? Yep. There we go. And what I'm going to do now as well is in my home directory on here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a .bash _aliases file, and in here I'm just going to put alias. I'm going to put update equals home directory /scripts /update, put that like that. And I might just also put in another command that I quite often like to shorten myself, is lash for ls lash, and then we're going to save that, and then we're going to type in exec bash to, or maybe sudo exec bash to re-execute the bash. Hopefully, if I type my password in right, which I didn't. Okay, so that's now restarted bash, and hopefully if we type in update, it will now run the update script that I just ran. Okay, well that's now going to pull down all of the updates to the box, and now that box is essentially done. So it's now ready for an OwnCloud instance to be installed on top of that, which we will do in the next video, so keep tuned for that. So yeah, hopefully this video has been instructive for you. Hopefully it's been helpful in some way. If it has, obviously be sure to hit that like and subscribe, because it does help out the channel. And obviously go and check out vosNet Gaming as well on our other sister channel. Got a load of gaming stuff going on there. Haven't been able to get much gaming done recently, but we'll try and get some more videos up there pretty soon. In fact, I've got a nice hacking simulator that we want to go and try out as well, after getting some recommendations from elsewhere, from other people that have been watching the channel. So all good in the hood there. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care of each other, be good, be kind, and all that jazz, and keep COVID safe. See you in the next one.